Hello, my lovelies. It is time for round 53 of Have I Read It? So stay tuned. Hi, hello. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're not. And Have I Read It is one of my multiple ways that I go about picking my TBR for the month. Or in this case, you help pick my TBR in the month, or for the upcoming month. So the way this goes is I react to one of my book hauls from over 3 years ago, and I tell you if I've read the book, if I haven't read the book, or if I've unhauled the book. And depending on how many books I have that I have not read will determine how many I have to pick, and you'll vote for whichever book or books you want me to read. If I have 10 or less unread that I still own, then I'll pick the #1 voted book. If I have 11 to 20, I pick the top 2 voted books, and so on and so on. And yeah, you get to decide which of these books I read. Anyway, so today we're going to be reacting to my book outlet haul April 2019. And I'm also going to be doing, in my next one, my BEA and BookCon YA and Adult haul part 1, because that was like a huge haul. So we'll do part 2 next month. Okay, so I have my video pulled up here. Oh, I have not connected my Bluetooth, hold on. Okay, got my Bluetooth connected. Let's see how this goes. Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a book outlet haul for you, so stay tuned. So I know I am way behind on filming these, but this is my April book outlet haul. I'm hopefully gonna get caught up on all of my book outlet hauls very, very soon, but I have other videos that I have to put out too, so these kind of get backed up a little bit, and there's so many of them that I can't do them all in one video. So today I have my April book outlet haul. Okay, so we'll start with this first smaller box. Got my receipt here on top, and then we've got paper. That's all the paper. Okay, so first off we have All the Stars Left Behind by Ashley Graham. I don't recognize that book. Oh, doggies. Okay, I have to look it up to see if that's one I still have or not. Okay, so that is one that I unhauled. So that's probably why I don't recognize it. Okay, get back to the video here. All right, continuing on. Okay, next up is Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. I think I've unhauled that one. Let me check. Okay, yes, that is one that I've unhauled. I had somebody ask me before, how do I like know if I've unhauled a book or not without going to look, and I try anyway to keep it updated on my Goodreads. I made like a tag so that I can mark it as unhauled. So I just go and I see if I've marked it. All right. Next up. Okay, next up we have A Simple Favor by Darcy Bell. I believe I've read A Simple Favor. I have to check. I also know they made a movie about that with Blake Lively in it. Yes, I did read that and I gave it 4 stars. Okay. All right. Next up. Okay, next up we have Unforgettable Summer by Catherine Clark. This is actually 2 books in one bind up. We have So In Love, INN, plus Better Latte Than Never. I have unhauled that one very recently, actually. Next. Okay, next up we have The Boy Next Door by Katie Van Ark. I also very recently unhauled this. Next. Okay, next up we have The Ice Queen by Nellie Neuhaus. I'm not sure about this one. I believe I unhauled it, but I'm not sure. Okay, it looks like this is one that I have not unhauled. So, though it also looks like it's book 3 in a series, but the first 2 books in the series are in like German or something. But from looking at the description, it looks like it could be a standalone. This says the body of 92-year-old Jossie Goldberg, Holocaust survivor and American citizen, is found shot to death, execution style, in his house near Frankfurt. A 5-digit number is scrawled in blood at the murder scene. The autopsy reveals an old and unsuccessfully covered tattoo on the corpse's arm, a blood type marker once used by Hitler's SS Pia Kirchhoff and Oliver Bodstein, are faced with a riddle. Was the old man not Jewish after all? Who was he really? 2 more similar murders happen, one of a wheelchair-bound old lady in a nursing home, and one of a man with a cellar filled with Nazi paraphernalia. And slowly the connections between the victims become evident. All of them were lifelong friends with Vera von Kaltesi, Baroness, well-respected philanthropist, and head of an old rich family that she rules with an iron fist. Pia and Oliver follow the trail, which leads them all the way back to the end of World War II and the area of Poland that then belonged to East Prussia. No one is who they claim to be, and things only begin to seem to make sense when the 2 investigators realize what the bloody number stands for and uncover an old diary and an eyewitness who is finally willing to come forward. So, yeah. Okay. So if you want me to read this, vote the Ice Queen. And let me put a little tally mark somewhere so I know I can keep up with how many I haven't read here. Or I'm just gonna grab a random book off this stack way up here. Okay. All right, back to the video. Next up. Okay, next up we have The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I don't know if I still have that one or not. Okay, it looks like I do still have this one. It says, on a night flight from London to Boston, Ted Severson meets the stunning and mysterious Lily Kentner. Sharing one too many martinis, the strangers begin to play a game of truth, revealing very intimate details about themselves. Ted talks about his marriage that's going stale and his wife Miranda, who he's sure is cheating on him. Ted and his wife were a mismatch from the start. He, the rich businessman, she, the artistic free spirit. A contrast that once inflamed their passion, but has now become a cliche. But their game turns a little darker when Ted jokes that he could kill Miranda for what she's done. Lily, without missing a beat, says calmly, "I'd like to help." After all, some people are the kind worth killing, like a lying, stinking, cheating spouse. Back in Boston, Ted and Lily's twisted bond grows stronger as they begin to plot Miranda's demise. There are a few things about Lily's past that she hasn't shared with Ted, namely her experience in the art and craft of murder, a journey that began in her very precocious youth. Suddenly, these co-conspirators are embroiled in a chilling game of cat and mouse, one they both cannot survive, with a shrewd and very determined detective on their tail. Okay. So let me grab this book up here. And if you want me to read this, vote The Kind Worth Killing. All right, next up. Okay, next up we have 2 other stories by Catherine Clark in one bind-up. The bind-up's called The Summer of Everything, and the 2 stories are Picture Perfect and Wish You Were Here. I've also unhauled that one. Next. Okay, so last in this box we have books 2 and 3 of The Looking Glass Wars by Frank Bedore, and that's Seeing Red and Arch Enemy. Okay, I have not read either of those, but I haven't read the first book in that series, which is The Looking Glass War. So let me pull that up and I can tell you about it. Book 1 is called The Looking Glass Wars, and it says, Alice of Wonderland When Alice Hart, newly orphaned heir to the Wonderland throne, flees through the pool of tears to escape her murderous Aunt Red, she finds herself lost and alone in Victorian London, befriended by an aspiring author named Lewis Carroll. Alice tells the violent, heartbreaking story of her young life. Alice trusts this author to tell the truth so that someone, somewhere, will find her and bring her home. But he gets the story all wrong. He even spells her name incorrectly. Fortunately, royal bodyguard Hatter Madigan knows all too well the awful truth of Alice's story, and he's searching every corner of our world to find the lost princess and return her to Wonderland, to battle Red for her rightful place as the Queen of Hearts. The Looking Glass Wars unabashedly challenges our Wonderland assumptions of mad tea parties, grinning Cheshire cats, and a curious little blonde girl to reveal an epic battle in the endless war for imagination. And this very much is something right up my alley. So if you want me to read this, vote The Looking Glass Wars. Okay, I'm grabbing another random book here. All right, so, actually I should grab 2 because there were 2 there. So I'm up to 4 that I have not read. All right, next up. Okay, now on to the next box. Okay, inside this one we have our receipt. And then we've got some paper. And lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of books. Okay, so the first thing I see here is Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined by Danielle Young Ullman. I don't recognize this book either. I'm guessing I've unhauled it, but I could be wrong. Let me check. Okay, no, it's one that I still own. I probably don't recognize it because it's so far down in the alphabet, because I put my books by author's last name, like alphabetical order by author's last name, and since this one starts with a Y, that would be all the way on the bottom, the far right. So not something that is like eye level where I would see it on a regular basis. Okay, this says Wild meets the Breakfast Club in the story of a girl who must survive an extreme wilderness experience to prove to her mother that she has the strength to pursue her dreams. Then, Ingrid traveled all over Europe with her opera star mother, Margot Sophia. Life was beautiful and bright, and every day soared with music. Now, Ingrid is on a summertime wilderness survival trek for at-risk teens, addicts, runaways, and her. She's fighting to survive crushing humiliations, physical challenges that push her to her limits, and mind games that threaten to break her. Then, when the curtain fell on Margot Sophia's singing career, they buried the past and settled into a small, painfully normal life. But Ingrid longed to let the music soar again. She wanted it so much that for a while, nothing else mattered. Now, Ingrid is never going to make it through this summer if she can't figure out why she's here and why the music really stopped. Okay. So if you want me to read this, vote Everything Beautiful Is Not Ruined. All right. Getting back to the video. Next up. Okay, next up we have Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett. I have read Starry Eyes. Next. Also by Jen Bennett, we have The Anatomical Shape of a Heart. I don't think I've read that one, but I believe I have it still. Yes, I do still own it. This says, Beatrix Adams knows exactly how she's spending the summer before her senior year. Determined to follow in Da Vinci's footsteps, she's ready to tackle the one thing that will give her an advantage in a museum-sponsored scholarship contest. Drawing actual cadavers. But when she tries to sneak her way into the hospital's willed body program and misses the last metro train home, she meets a boy who turns her summer plans upside down. Jack is charming, wildly attractive, and possibly one of San Francisco's most notorious graffiti artists. On midnight buses and city rooftops, Beatrix begins to see who Jack really is and tries to uncover what he's hiding that leaves him so wounded. But will these secrets come back to haunt him, or will the skeletons in her family's closet tear them apart? Okay. Yeah, I haven't read it, and I do still own that one. So let me grab another book here. If you want me to read this, vote The Anatomical Shape of a Heart. All right, next up. Okay, next up we have Witchwood by Tahara Mafi. I have not read Witchwood, but I think that's the sequel. I forget what the name of the first book is. Hold on. Okay, the first book is called Furthermore, and I haven't read that one either. So that says, Alice Alexis Queensmeadow, 12, rates 3 things most important. Mother who wouldn't miss her, magic and color, which seemed to elude her, and father who always loved her. Father disappeared from Farronwood with only a ruler almost 3 years ago, but she will have to travel through the mythical, dangerous land of Furthermore, where down can be up, paper is alive, and left can be both right and very, very wrong. Her only companion is Oliver, whose own magic is based in lies and deceit. Alice must first find herself and hold fast to the magic of love in the face of loss. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote Furthermore. And we are up to 7 books and still have quite a ways to go. I'm a little nervous. All right, next up. Next up we got The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. I do still own that and I have not read it. Okay. All right, this says, in 1986, Eddie and his friends are just kids on the verge of adolescence. They spend their days biking around their sleepy English village and looking for any taste of excitement they can get. The chalk men are their secret code. Little chalk stick figures they leave for one another as messages only they can understand. But then a mysterious chalk man leads them right to a dismembered body, and nothing is ever the same. In 2016, Eddie is fully grown and thinks he's put his past behind him, but then he gets a letter in the mail containing a single chalk stick figure. When it turns out that his friends got the same message, they think it could be a prank, until one of them turns up dead. That's when Eddie realizes that saving himself means finally figuring out what really happened all those years ago. Okay, so if you want me to read this, vote The Chalk Man. All right, next up. Okay, so these next few books are actually graphic novels. I have the first one in this series and I need to get volume 2 and 3, but I was able to find on Book Outlet volume 4 and 5 of Jem and the Holograms. Okay, so I haven't read either of those volumes. I think I've only read volume 1, I think. Let me check. Yeah, I've only read volume 1. But I do have volumes 2, 3, 4, and 5, and some others. So I'm going to put 2 books here in its place. But yeah, I'd have to read volume 2. So if you want me to read this, vote Jem and the Holograms. And I think that put us at 10. Hold on. Yep, we're at 10 so far. So if I've read or unhauled everything else, then I'll only have to pick the number 1 voted book. However, there's still a good chunk of this video left. So I have a feeling that I'm gonna have to read at least 2. All right, next up. Next we have When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie Michelmore. I think I still have this one, but I have to check. Yes, I do still own that one and I have not read it. This says, from the author of The Weight of Feathers comes a young adult novel about a girl hiding the truth, a boy with secrets from his past, and 4 sisters who could ruin them both. To everyone who knew them, best friends Meal and Sam are as strange as they are inseparable. Roses grow from Meal's wrists, and rumors say that she spilled out of a water tower when she was 5. Sam is known for the moons he paints and hangs in the trees, and for how little anyone knows about his life before he and his mother moved to town. But as odd as everyone considers Meal and Sam, even they stay away from the Bonner girls, 4 beautiful sisters rumored to be witches. Now they want the roses that grow from Neil's skin, convinced that their scent can make anyone fall in love. And they're willing to use every secret Neil has fought to protect to make sure she gives them up. So, okay. If you want me to read this, vote When the Moon Was Ours. Oh, and my battery's flashing, so let me go change that out and I'll be right back. Also, we're at 11 now, which means I have to read at least the top 2 voted books. Be right back. Okay, let's get back to the video. All right, next up we have another Jen Bennett book. This is Alex Approximately. I think I've read Alex Approximately, but I have to check. Yes, I have read that and I gave it 4 stars. Okay, next up. Okay, so as for the last 5 books in this box, it's all part of a series which Xander and I have started. We read the first book and absolutely loved it, and then I was able to find the next 5 books in that series on Book Outlet, and I bought all of them because, well, we really enjoyed the series and want to continue it. And that is Keeper of the Lost Cities. So we've got book 2, which is Exile. I've read Exile. Book 3, which is Everblaze. I've read Everblaze. Book 4, which is Never Seen. I've read Never Seen. Book 5, which is Lodestar. I have read Lodestar. And book 6, which is Nightfall. Okay, so I have not read Nightfall at this point, but I think by the time this video comes out, it's going to be part of my, it's supposed to be part of my June TBR already, even if I didn't say it in my videos, because I am buddy reading these with my coffee patrons. I'll still put it on. No, should I put it on? I don't know. I might not have read it because I still need to reread Lodestar. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put that down. I love this series. It's so much fun, and I was trying to figure out what in the world series I bought so many books of. And I'm really glad that I read most of them. But yeah, if you want me to read Nightfall, vote for that. And it's all one word, Nightfall. Okay, I wonder if that was like the last thing. Yeah, that was the last book. Oh my goodness. So, wow, okay. I think I ended up with 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I ended up with 12 books. So I will have to pick the top 2 voted books. So comment down below which book or books you want me to read. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button down below. And until next time, remember to always be completely you. Bye.